Hello, everybody. A buddy of mine recently picked up the ToneX pedal and understandably so was having some issues navigating around the software. Um, and this is a common issue that a lot of people have with ToneX. It is not super user friendly. It can be pretty convoluted at times. So I was originally planning on throwing together some screenshots for him, and after I started doing that, I was like, man, it'd probably just be easier for me to do a quick screen recording with a voiceover. And then I thought, hey, maybe this could be helpful to other people too. So I figured I would throw it up on YouTube just in case. It could be something that would be valuable to anybody who's diving into ToneX for the first time, or um, if you're somebody who is jumping into the new software update for the first time. It was just updated last week. Right now it's Tuesday, January 16th. Um, and this is the most up-to-date version of the software as of this date. So I'm about 3 hours into using the new version so far, and I really can't tell so far if I like it better or worse. I think there's some things that definitely were improved from the last version in terms of like the UI and stuff, but I think there's also some areas where we took a step back. So that's up for you to decide whenever you're able to get into it. But and I'm not really going to go over the things that have changed, but like I said, I thought it'd be potentially helpful for people just to have a really high level overview of like how to navigate around the different views within ToneX, and then just some quick tips and tricks that I've picked up along the way after having been in the software for right around a year now, which is kind of crazy to think about. So, yeah, without further ado, actually, disclaimers first. Pardon the crappy audio. I just am quickly doing this with my AirPods. And also, pardon my voice, my congestion. I'm just getting over getting sick, and if I cough, I apologize. So yeah, um, this is the main view that you're brought to when you load up the ToneX software. You can see here the all tone models tab is highlighted. And this view in general, this is your tone models browser. Um, in this window with all tone models, you're seeing every single thing that you have access to between the tone models that you've downloaded from ToneNET, any third-party tone models that you may have purchased and imported into the software, and then also obviously the IK Premium tone models that you have access to. If you have purchased the pedal, you know by default you have access to ToneX Max, so you have every single one of the, I don't know how many there are at this point, IK Premium models, but if you have a lower tier subscription to ToneX, you might have not as many. So um, yeah, I would say on a large scale, the big umbrella of the issue that the ToneX software has, at least in my opinion, is that they're constantly trying to show you way too much stuff at one time, way too much crap. Like this big list, I don't know why anybody would want to have to scroll through this big list. It's not user friendly. And really, what I'm finding the key to having a better time using ToneX is finding the ways to narrow down and filter out all of the crap so you're only seeing what you want to see. Um, and so, yeah, there's a lot of ways to do that. In this Tone Models browser view, I would say the big ways you can do that is either to filter down to just your tone models, that takes out all of IK's tone models. And then further, you can go to the favorites tab, which this is one big tip that I would definitely give is be diligent as you're auditioning different captures, and use the star system when you're playing through a capture that you really like. And then it will always show up in this list, and you'll always be able to have kind of a running tab of um, every single one of the tone models that you really dig and that you want to be able to have quick access to on a regular basis. In the new update, they've also, beyond this favorites tab, they've also opened up the ability to create user folders. And that's, if you want to do it, like I have this folder started just with all of my favorite free captures from ToneNET. If you wanted to create folders for the different, capture makers that you've purchased collections from, or ToneX capture packs, whether through like the collections tab or from a third-party site, that kind of thing. But you're free to organize this further however you want, and that just is going to make it even way easier to quickly access what you're looking for on a regular basis. And then on the bottom left here, you will see this filters pane, and I'm pretty sure this shows up pretty much in whatever view you're looking at, to help you further narrow down what is populated in this list here. So you can filter it by guitar or bass captures. You can filter it by type. So this is filtering to show only pedal captures. This is filtering to show only, amp captures, amp only, no cab. This is pedal and amp only, no cab. And then you have amp and cab captures. And then you have full rig captures, include pedals, amps, and cabs, all worked into one capture. And then obviously, as you see, you can continue to narrow it down um, as you scroll down in this pane. So yeah, that's just another way to quickly kind of narrow down this list when you're trying to look for something specific. I will say another obviously really helpful tool is the search bar. That's here. So let's say I wanted to search this folder for just captures that were created by Amalgam Audio. I would just type in Amalgam. And these are all of those. As you can see, I really like his captures. Just ones created by him. And then if you want to get rid of that filter on this list, you can just hit the X button here, and that will kind of clear that out. That is a really helpful tool. And then another really helpful tool, no matter what list of captures you're looking at, is this sort button. And it allows you to sort A through Z. It allows you to sort by date. Those are kind of really the date added is really, like, for me, one of the most useful ones, because you might look at, oh, hey, like I'm trying to find this one that I just downloaded, or that was just recently added to ToneNET. You hit that date added and it'll bring it to the top. That's helpful too. So this function and the search function, as well as the filters pane, is available to you to help you narrow down your results in every view of ToneX. So yeah, that's a basic rundown of the Tone Models browser. If you, let's just say you were playing the Black Angus uh, capture from IK, and you made some tweaks to the EQ, and you made some tweaks to the advanced parameters, which is another thing, another tip. Click this button up here to show more advanced parameters. Presence is a powerful one. Depth is a powerful one for fine tuning your EQ. These treble, mid, and bass control these, but you can also adjust the frequency of what the EQ that you're adjusting for each frequency band, which is really nice. And so yeah, you can make tweaks to that, and you say, hey, I really like this sound that I've tweaked. You might want to save a preset that you can access later. That you'll see, once I make a tweak here, you'll see this little star showed up showing basically, hey, you made a change to this. It's not saved yet. If I want to save a preset based on those tweaks, I just hit this save button here, and it'll bring up this window, and you can name it whatever you want. There's even separate, folder system for your presets, separate from your tone model folders, that you can create, and then you can, classify this however you want, and then save it like that. When you save a preset, in order to access your presets, you have to navigate from the Tone Models browser to the preset browser. And how you do that is you just click this button right next to the preset name. That brings you to your preset browser, and you can see the big list of all of your presets that you've made. And like I said before, you can create folders for those as well. And then just to get back to the tone model view, you just hit that again. So this is kind of just like tabbing back and forth between Tone Models browser and Presets browser. And then further, in this presets view, just for your information, this is where you would import any third-party tone models that you've purchased from, capture makers websites. For example, Worship Tutorials or, Tone Factor or Amalgam, whatever. When you purchase those, you usually will get a zip folder that contains all of the captures. And when you unzip that folder, you'll need to import the captures from that folder from this view right here, the preset view. And to do that, you would just click on the preset name field, and then you can hit this import preset button. And then this is also kind of like a quick browser for navigating your presets as well in your folders when you click on this. So yeah, that's where you would upload any paid capture or upload any paid captures that you purchase, whatever. And then I'm trying to think of what else. I think that's it for this view. That's all that's really helpful. So I'm going to go back to the Tone Models browser. Like I said, that's how you kind of go back and forth. I'm going to cover ToneNET now, getting back and forth between ToneNET. And to do that, you just have to hit this ToneNET button. And you can see it's loading. The first time you go in, it'll establish your connection to ToneNET. And I think by default, this list is just showing you like all of the most recent tone models that were uploaded to the ToneNET cloud. And again, like your filter tools are going to be really helpful just to filter out all the crap with ToneNET being an open kind of like platform for people to upload, for anybody to upload their tone models. There is a lot of captures that are not like super well done. So I will say that for sure. I think, yeah, there's almost 19,000 tone models on ToneNet. And so just, by the law of averages, you're going to have a lot of not so great captures. So my tips for you when you are navigating ToneNet, anyone who is new to ToneX and navigating, like searching through ToneNet for the first time, I would highly recommend to use the sort button and just sort this list to show the most popular tone models of all time and go through this list and like trial some of these. That will give you a really good taste of, a lot of people have downloaded these and a lot of people have liked these as well. You can also, you can sort by most liked as well. This will, a lot of times mirror the most popular tab, but sometimes not. But in most cases, the cream rises to the top, and when a lot of people are liking and downloading something, you can pretty much, rest assured that's going to be a great capture. So, highly would recommend going through this list and trying these out. Um, Again, like using the search is always a really helpful thing. Like say, hey, like I really love matchless amps. I just want to look for matchless captures. I'm just going to type matchless in this search field right here and it'll give me results. Um, and since I had already had it filtered by the amount of likes, it's automatically going to apply that when I search for matchless. So these are all the best or most liked captures that include matchless somewhere in the name in one of the fields. Um, that is a huge thing. And again, yeah, like the sort tool is really useful. One thing that's pretty cool is like this weekly charts. You can look at, have like kind of like a more concurrent view of what are the most liked and what are the most downloaded, and um, you can kind of audition through those directly from there as well. I'll just like show you. Say you want to download something and save it so that you can always access it in your tone model browser view that we were looking at before. You just click on the the tone model, and then you can either, audition it if you have your guitar plugged in and connected with, the ins and outs of the software, or you can just hit this play button and it'll play the audio demo, and you can pick, whichever demo you want to play. If you don't have a guitar handy, or if it's just easier to audition through that way, you can just hit that. If you like it, you can just hit this download button, and it will download, and then you always be able to access it in your. This is in the preset view, but or no, yeah, that was the tone model browser, but you'll be able to find it when you go back to this all tone models tab. And then from there, if you want to save it in another folder, you can. You can star it as one of your favorites. You can then kind of like, tweak it if you want and save a preset. And then you can, do whatever you want from it from there. But that's how you download something from ToneNET. It's just hitting that download button. I'm trying to think of what else might be helpful. That kind of covers the basics. Outside of ToneNET, everything in this tab, in the ToneNET tab, these are all free for you to access if you have the ToneX Max license. If you go to this collections tab, this is kind of like IK's like official store for their ToneX partners, um, and you'll see these are all kind of like just capture packs that different providers are listing up for sale. I'll say like you can also purchase um, third-party packs from websites. Like for example, Amalgam. I think even though he is a Tone partner on here within the collections tab, he also is listing things on his site, and I think they're usually priced a little bit lower since ToneX isn't taking a cut of those. So I would say like if you find captures that you really like, I would look to make sure if they have a website to see if they have it listed for cheaper. I would highly recommend Amalgam Audio. I would highly recommend Kemosabe, KEEMOSAWBE, is a really great capture maker. Um, um, Alter Ampworks is another great one. That's probably my current favorite right now. They have a lot of really awesome sounding stuff. Matt Fig is great. Worship Tutorials is great. Yeah, there's just a ton of like providers for really great sounding captures. So, and it just like, with ToneX, you get access to, your dream collection of amps if you want, for not a super high price. So that's what kind of makes it cool. So yeah, that's ToneNET. Those are the collections. I believe with the collections, you can also like you can see this try button. You can audition them out, try them for a short period of time without having to buy them, and see if you like them. Um, that kind of covers ToneNET and collections. And again, just to get back and forth between ToneNET and your Tone Models browser, you just click that button again to get back. And then again, if you, going between the Tone Models browser and Presets browser, you just hit this button here. So I would say, yeah, those are kind of like the three main views you're gonna like be going back and forth between this Tone Models browser, Presets browser, and ToneNET back and forth. And that's really like the high level basics. I'm just going to show you one more thing, because I know a lot of people like to use their own favorite, third-party IRs. If you wanted to add an IR, so for example, I'll show you a capture that does not have a cab baked in. You can see this one. This is by Kemosabe. One of my favorite captures on the platform right here is this DC30 Gritty. If you wanted to add your own IR to it, which you will have to, you just hit this cab tab right here. You hit Custom IR. And then these are the ones that I've already uploaded into ToneX. But if I wanted to add some more, I hit this Add IR button, and then it would bring up like a browser window where you could browse anywhere. This is kind of getting cut off from the capture, but you kind of get the gist. You can highlight as many as you want at one time and just hit open, and then it'll add it to your list here. So you can see those were uploaded there. I think I already might have had them uploaded, so they didn't go at the bottom, but yeah, and then you just select whichever one you want to use and then hit close, and then you're good to go. And then one more tip, if say you are you like, you know, a Silver Bells type IR for like all of your Voxy sounding amps, like whether you're using an AC30 or DC30 or a Morgan, you know, AC20, whatever. If you want to just use the same cab and lock that in without having to reset it every time you go to a new tone model, you can just hit this lock button here, and then this cab will remain no matter what tone model you click on. So if I go to the AC10, you see it still has the amalgam like silvers IR selected. So yeah, I think that kind of covers all of the main things that I wanted to go over. So I hope, again, like I hope this can be helpful for all of y'all who might be new to the platform. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. And otherwise, have fun. Uh, to me, ToneX is super cool because, like I said before, it just gives you access to hundreds of your dream amps that you may never be able to even, you know, sniff in real life, right at your fingertips. And if you know, the best ways to find those, which I hope, you know, this video helps you guys, you know, identify those quickly and not get frustrated trying to wade through all the crap that's in the ToneX software, then that just like, you know, it's such a fun time using ToneX. So yeah, happy tone hunting to you guys. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope it's helpful.